And I think this first topic, I know it hits home for Miss Janae Struther, but it definitely hits home for all of us as well. And look, we've seen a number of these great quarterbacks that are definitely above average, but they just can't seem to get over the hump. And three names off the top of my head that have been spoken above every other: Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Dak Prescott. So I think we have to ask that question. And Delilah, I'll start with you. Will Lamar, Josh Allen, or Dak Prescott ever get a ring?
Oh man, Dak has a better chance. The reason I think that is because I think the NFC is not as competitive. It doesn't mean it's not a hard conference. That's not what I mean, because I don't get it twisted. But I do feel that the AFC is stacked a little bit more in terms of quarterbacks and just the levels that they play in. Like even CJ Stroud is a contender, and he just started. And that's the AFC conference. That's what I mean. It's just I feel like the AFC is a harder conference, in my opinion, to really top anyone unless you're Patrick Mahomes. So I feel maybe Dak has a little bigger chance. Yeah. So I feel it's going to be harder for the other two to get back in there. That's all. Just harder conference.
No, I agree. I mean, honestly, I can go to Kate. I'm coming to you. I can go to Josh Allen, but I might as well just leave him off because we know ain't nobody getting past Patrick Mahomes. And Lamar, unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it. But I want to stick in the NFC. Dak Prescott. Everybody knows how I apparently feel. I think the guy is a great quarterback. I don't think he can get over the top. And I want to shout you out because we know how people talked about your quarterback, and he was able to get it when he actually had the right coaching. He was able to get to the championship. So do you think Dak, I mean, like Delilah said, is Dak the problem? Or can any of these guys get past the hump, get over the hump?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think how many times has Dak gotten to the postseason and he's out?
Yeah.
He chokes.
Right.
The team chokes. The team is out. Like, especially if they go against the big green machine of Green Bay. That seems to be their kryptonite. And they always seem to draw them first in the first round. So I really don't. I think what's going to help Dak is when McCarthy plays out his contract and maybe they get a new coach and they get some new schemes and they get some new ideas and maybe even a better offensive coordinator for him. But right now, I don't see Dak getting over the hump with what's going on in Dallas right now. Yeah. And they're going to go through a big change because Dan Quinn just became your coach today. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of change going to happen in Dallas, more so than just offense, but the defense is going to go through a lot of change because they have to go to a different coordinator. So it might be a little bit of a rebuild, but it's probably a good thing Dan when he did because they're playing out McCarthy's contract. So Dallas is going to be a whole new ball game come fall 2024. And it will be interesting to see how they decide to draft and what Jerry Jones brings in to maybe help Dak get over that hump. But out of all three, the only one I see best getting his ring would be Lamar. I think he's got the best chance in Baltimore. I don't see Josh Allen ever doing it because he's got his kryptonite, which are the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. So the only one without kind of a kryptonite is Lamar, but I think John Harbaugh will have that team back in cooking in the fall. But the best one is Lamar. The second best is Dak. I don't see Allen ever getting a ring unless he goes to a different team.
Yeah. And Nicole, I know you've been following the Cowboys. I don't know how I lost you to the Cowboys, but it's okay. You got Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. These guys can get their teams to the playoffs, but will any of them get a ring?
You know what? That's a really great question. And I contend in being, what kind of ring are we looking at?
Right.
Austin just put out his new with his new irons that were tailor-made, milled grind for wedges. That was quite impressive. That he could jump into another ring, if you could say.
Yes.
I love you so much.
I went a little bit sideways with that, but I'm just learning about Josh Allen a little bit more. So that is a contender. However, for actually not Will, Lamar, I think he was actually pretty good. Surprisingly, he's done a lot of leading up into these playoffs, which I underestimated the Ravens by far. So him coming up with that, I think he could make, like you guys said, a very good contender for getting a Super Bowl ring. That's for sure. As for Dak Prescott, that is definitely a different story. I think maybe if he had some different, coaches, a coach perhaps, I think that could help him out. However, he's been in the game for quite some time, and I fear that Dallas fan base is going to be a huge wave that might overtake his talent. And, even with the drama of last week, with all of that contention of extending his bonus, or that they might have to keep him, something with Dallas like that, right? I don't know. But I do like Dak Prescott. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that like that, but
it's okay. We can mess his name up. I'm good with that.
no, yeah.
Sam.
No, I like those Cowboys, and he just needs to jive. But I feel like we are in the same kind of funk as same with the Saints. Yeah, I don't know if that could do it. They might be looking for something else, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, hey, and I mean, I think you guys hit it on the head. Number one with Dak, as long as Jerry Jones is in house, and it's not going to happen. Jerry Jones handicaps that team. I've talked to Janae about that time and time again. When it comes to Josh Allen, I seriously think the Bills just have some kind of dark cloud over. I mean, they were able to get to the next level, but to Delilah's point, as long as Patrick Mahomes is still strapping up a helmet, Lamar and Josh Allen, it's just going to be hard. Lamar, I think you guys said, has the best shot to do it, but then again, he just lost his defensive coordinator. So, who knows what this team will be like next year? But it's going to be tough for all three of them. But I think out of all three, I think Lamar would be my choice. I mean, we'll see. I know he's the one I hope will get it.
Me too.
So, as long, and I told Janae, as long as Dak wears that silver and that blue, he will never win a Super Bowl.
We all know that star is a rating. It's not meaning that they're a great team.
Thank you. Yo, let's go. Yo, hey, come on now. Hey, look, we can do a little fantasy draft. Bring them all here. Bring them to Washington. Yes.